go slow to go faster. When I made the decision to do it and started humbling myself, we started to explode. We started to really grow. And we've had significant growth year over year since that decision. And I desperately want this for you as well. Sometimes you have to slow the pace down, slow the big machine down in certain areas in order for them to speed up in other areas. You see in the manufacturing flow, when you're running the job through the different work centers, part of lean and Kaizen, continuous improvement type models are all about identifying bottlenecks and streamlining each one of those. Those bottlenecks will show themselves at each work center. And then you dive deeper into the work center and you realize that we've run this high-speed train up against the wall. Or we take a hell of a long time to get the product to the machine, but then the machine's super fast, comes out of the machine, and then it sits in the burr or into the next work center. And this is where a high-valued, high-quality team comes into play, is identifying these work centers. So when you start out as a machinist, manufacturing guy, of course, your entire focus is on the machining process. Best machine tools, best cutting tools, best tooling model. You're looking at the job, whether it's a one-time deal only, or is it something you're going to do sporadically, or maybe you're getting a long-term agreement for it. But you have to make lots of decisions along the way. And this becomes the hardest part of getting the highest ROI, return on investment, that you can per job, or really per work center. And this is what I want you to start thinking about, is thinking beyond the machines as a machinist, as a part builder. Because the vast majority of, if not all, manufacturing companies are started by machinists. Somebody that was in the trenches, on the shop floor, making chips, knowing they can do it bigger, better, faster, thinking they got it all figured out. Then they jump out into the business side of things and realize that they get their asses handed to them because they don't understand the business side. And this is the common problem, which is high-end technician, machinist, gone business owner, and realizing that all of your skills that you've developed in the manufacturing process do not slide over into understanding the business model. You may have a base understanding of costs and process and flow. That's fantastic, because a lot of people don't understand that. But you realize that there's 10 other significant positions that you need to understand very well, for your business to not just barely make it, because you'll be able to overwhelm it with labor, your own personal labor, which means then you have no time. And most likely you won't have the right automation because you started out not believing in yourself and you're like, I'm just going to tiptoe into it. I'm just going to step into it very slightly and buy yourself an old piece of shit machine that barely runs because that's all you can afford. The challenge is that based on the type of work you're doing and the level of work you're doing, the industry you're in, the higher the value work, meaning higher tolerance, more requirements, more certifications, the higher the dollar amount. Not always the case, but generally the case. It's a value proposition. If somebody can get a bunch of shit machine parts made in China for pennies on the dollar, then you can do that. But when you get into precision that matters, that has to be done in the States, you want to get paid the highest amount of dollars per hour for your time. But it's going to take you to not just be a one-trick pony and have the best labor rates on your machining time, but that you know how to evaluate and price all the other components of your business so you can estimate work properly. Because you can get away with it when you're small. It's just you, maybe your partner, your wife, friend, and you got one or two machines in a garage and you're humping away, but then you have to take it to the next level. And the next level is going to be leasing space, buying higher-end machines, hiring people, getting employees, building a team, and now it's growth. You see, you can build a nice little business by yourself, make more money than you would. At least you think you're going to make more than you're going to make on your job. And you can just do the math quickly and realize that you're going to spend every dollar, you're going to reinvest every dollar you make back into buying more tooling and more crap to support your manufacturing needs. And every dollar that you make is going to go into another piece of tooling, another cutting tool, just to get the next job. And then once you get a fairly established shop full of tools and tooling talent, you're going to have to scale and grow. And that means you're going to have to start adding more manufacturing equipment, more talent. This moves you into management, leadership. And this is the area that I was going to say the vast majority, I'm just going to say all of us that started out from zero, hired our first employee, and then built the business into something, is that you, me, the founder, the entrepreneur, will always be in the way of the growth of the business. Our past will catch up to us. The past trauma we've had, past experiences will now be leading our business. And when I say leading, I'm saying we'll be in front of blocking your team that wants to grow. And something you need to realize is that you need to grow. Your business needs to grow or your team will leave you. If they don't think or understand that there's more opportunity and advantage by them sticking with you than there is somewhere else, they don't believe that deep inside, they won't stick. And then you're going to be in the churn business where you just bringing people in, you just be burning tremendous amounts of time, energy, money, your goodwill with your customers, because the lack of skilled or people that you bring in that really harm your business will now wreck your reputation. You're going to have to rebuild that with customers. And so it's a very complex, very difficult, very dangerous game. Not because people haven't done it, not because I haven't done it, but because you're going to have to reach deep inside of your soul and realize that you are the one. I was the one, and sometimes still am the one in the way of the scaling and growth of the business. And the reality is, if it's not really where you want it to be, then you are in the way. Because if it's not where you want it to be, that means you do not have the skill sets at the time right now to get it to where you want it to go, which means you are in the way, which means you're going to have to get outside help, outside counsel, find mentors. And I couldn't find any. So I started just paying high-end coaches, high-end mentors to help me get out of my own way, help me move through my past trauma, help me overcome my ego. And when I made the decision to do it and started humbling myself, we started to explode. We started to really grow. And we've had significant growth year over year since that decision. And I desperately want this for you as well. Sometimes you're gonna have to slow down to go much faster.